Hello everybody out there in YouTube world.
Hello everybody.
Right, yes, the response to our channel today, we've had 4 new subscribers. Thank you, thank you, thank you, honestly, thank you. That's a major contribution to our channel, thank you. And again, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, you just keep watching the videos, please subscribe. We really do appreciate that because that also helps with the analytics of our channel. So when you subscribe, they'll see that got a new subscriber to Andrew Chi Osborne and Maxine Chi's channel. That'd be, amazing for you if you could do that for us. That'd be amazing. Yeah, keep those likes coming, share the love, as they would say. Comment on the videos as well. Share the video, share the channel. Right, but this video is going to be about so let's talk. And let's talk about others. Not right, others. And people say, well, others, what do you mean by others?
Just others in general.
Others exactly. Others in general. And that's such a big scope as well, isn't it? It's a massive subject.
It really is.
But what we're going to do, we're kind of like, how can we put it? We're going to keep it kind of like
to the minimalist.
Yeah, to the minimalist of it, and plus there's going to have meaning behind it as well.
Yeah,
going to have meaning behind it. So yeah, so yes, this let's talk about video is about others in your life, out there in the world.
It's all around you, really.
It is literally all around you.
Family-wise, work-wise.
Friends or friends you thought
when you're out,
Yeah,
really
people out on the street, other people out on the street, complete strangers. So yeah, others covers a lot of things. So I want to start this off. I've heard stories about people who've had things going in their life and they've been stuck in the rut and they get help from the odd 1 or 2 people, and when it comes to the scope of things, they know how hard things have been. And I don't think when certain people don't realise what you're going through, but yet they expect you to play a big part of things even though you can't. And they don't even ask.
It's because it's all about them.
Yeah, exactly. It is all about them.
Some people would leave you with nothing, couldn't they?
Yes, they would.
They'd see you with nothing. As long as you're playing ball with them.
Yeah. As Maxine would say, plays ball with them, yeah, to their own ruling, not to yours. They don't care what's going on or happening with you. You could be on the streets for all they care. But as long as you abide by them or you help suit them for their own things in life, they don't care what's happening to you. And I've seen that and bear witness to that. So it's a tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one, especially when you're not like that.
That's it.
And you can see what's going on around. It's around yourself.
Yes.
You're aware of everything and you understand, and we're not like that.
No.
We're totally the opposite.
Totally the opposite.
Probably more fools us for being like that.
Yeah. But we can't help being the way we are.
We can't.
And we'll never change to suit other people.
But I mean, I will never put myself out for anybody again. I don't know about Andrew, but I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
It might not even be happening to you, but you can see it happening to somebody else who you care about. And you think, well, where did that come from?
Exactly. Where did that come from? You didn't expect that.
But it's there because everybody's selfish.
Yep.
Every single person around that situation is selfish.
They're selfish, yeah.
And I'm sorry if it hurts anybody, but it is. You're just thinking about yourselves all the time. Well, start thinking about other people who've got less than you.
Exactly. And the thing is, for those people who have got less than you, they didn't deliberately get themselves into that situation. They were put there by others.
By others.
See
And
what I
that
mean?
happens a lot these days,
Oh, it
doesn't
does happen a hell of a
You
lot.
know, people split up from partners, and the men, they end up on the street because there's no housing unless they've got money to rent somewhere. I mean, that's a big situation. Then they end
Yeah.
up in hostels. You know, there is no money around that. I mean, they have to pay rent in hostels if they work.
Yeah, they do.
They don't go in hostels for nothing.
I mean, take me for instance. When I was in the hostel, I had to pay a certain amount in there, and I was on universal credit.
I mean, I don't know whether anybody knows, but like, used to be, I don't know about now, but like unemployment money's like, what, 70 something pound a week?
Yep, it is.
And that's to pay bills, buy food,
Yep.
buy what you want.
Mm,
It's not an easy ride.
no. And then yet you get others
Who work,
who work.
and they know you're not,
Yeah.
but they still expect you to put to things.
Yeah, a lot as well.
And you can't afford to.
No, that's true.
You know, then you feel left out.
Yeah, you do. You feel really,
So
really
you've
left
done
out.
wrong when you haven't.
Yep, exactly. You feel like you're being persecuted,
Mm,
and that's the word. That's putting it
Yeah.
straight. Feel like you're being persecuted.
yeah.
You really
You have
do.
to remember, people who are unemployed,
Yep.
all they get is 70 something pound a week.
And it's not for no fault of their own.
And a lot
for
of
them.
people are unemployed, not because they want to be,
Yep.
because they can't get a job.
Yep.
Or they're ill, you know,
Yeah.
they've got sort of mental health issues.
Or they're too old. They've reached that certain part of their
Yeah.
life. They've become a senior, and there's no companies out there want to employ
They don't
people
want
of that
older
age group.
people.
They want the young folk who are just starting out. They don't want the older folk, and that's the truth, and it's
Yeah.
fact.
I mean, 60, 7, 68, 69, whatever what it is now, the pension age, they expect them to carry on working. I don't know. Because your body's tired,
Yeah,
your mind's tired.
Your body's worn out, man.
You know, we worked since we was 15. You know, when we haven't stopped. And when we worked, in the era we worked, it was hard bloody work.
Well, I had a paperboy up until I was 18, paperboy round. And then I started working at Dawson when I was 19. So I had a year out, literally. And I was trying to
Yeah.
find something in between that time. And yeah, I've been in work constant since then. It's been only since, when was it? I finished that delivery company, home delivery company. That was about 5 years ago now. About 4 years ago. So you see, I've worked a huge chunk of my life, and you can't say that I haven't put into it, and I have.
And you know, we had to graft when we was young. We had to really graft.
Yeah.
And then you get married or live with somebody, have your children. That's hard work as well.
That's a next level job in its own right, that is.
You know, you're juggling and struggling all your life, really.
Definitely.
And at some point, you know, you want that retirement. You
Yeah.
need, I mean, not everybody.
No, not everybody.
I'm not saying everybody. But you need that, especially if you're not well and you've been ill or whatever. You know, and your body's tiring down.
Yeah.
It's telling you, isn't it? It's time to stop. Not with everybody. I mean, lots of people like to keep on working if they can.
Yeah. I think what made it hard as well for some people, especially when you've been in a job where you're doing on average 70 hours a week, and sometimes you work up to 80 hours a week, but you're working on an average 70 plus hours a week as an average. And you've been,
Tires your body and your mind.
and you've been doing that for a lot of years. So to think about it, the average person, their hours is average, what, 35, 40 hours, 40 hours a week. Well, just imagine that person doing 70 to 80 hours per week. That's 2 working weeks in 1 week.
Yeah.
And they'd been doing that, carrying on with that kind of work for God knows how many years. Is that going to take wear and tear on your mind and body? Of course it is. Of course it is. Because when you get home from work and you've done all those hours, say on average 12, 13 hour day shifts, sometimes up to 14, and you can't get to wind down. You got to go home.
Well, it's basically go to bed, go to work, isn't it?
Especially when it's 6 days
Go
a
to
week.
bed, go to work.
Sometimes you'll do a 7-day working week.
Yeah.
Boy.
You know, it's a lot. It really is a lot.
Mm.
You know, a lot of people haven't got any idea, have they?
They haven't got a clue.
When you've got less than them.
A lot less than them.
But they still expect you to jump to their tune.
Yeah.
And I mean, that goes on everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
It's like when you work, for instance, and it's somebody's party or somebody's special birthday or
whatever the
they keep coming
occasion
around
may
with
be.
a collection.
Yeah.
Just because you're working, they don't know where your money's having to go.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't really ask, should they,
No,
for collections at work?
No, they should.
And when it's your birthday and they expect you to bring cakes in.
Yep.
That's another one.
Yeah, it is.
It's money again.
Yeah.
I mean, some of you may be able to afford that, but some of you might not. And you just don't like to say no.
No, you don't, do
But at
you?
the end of the day, sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind.
Yeah, you do.
You really do. You know, your family should come first. Yourself should come even first. More,
yes.
number one.
And if they're sometimes thinking, well, he or she, why haven't they said this, or why can't they say they can't afford this? But they should already know, because they
shouldn't
already.
have to say.
You shouldn't have to say. They should know.
They know your circumstances.
Exactly.
They know your circumstances.
Just because they're living a life where they're on the go all the time, they're holidaying, literally twice a month. I know people who do this.
Which is great.
This is great, yeah, I understand that. But they don't. They shouldn't say, well, we want you to contribute. Well, they don't know the circumstances of that individual.
So you're left out then, you can't go.
Yeah, you can't. So
and it's a shame, isn't it, really?
There's
for that
no
person?
consideration to think, oh, such and such has done, and we can arrange to pick this person up to take them wherever they need to go, whatever the party or whatever the occasion may be. There's no consideration.
No.
Period.
No. And you know, when they've got cars and you haven't got one,
Yes, exactly.
it makes it hard to get anywhere.
Yeah, it certainly does.
And they should know that, shouldn't they? Especially family. But it is hard. You know, you don't like to upset anybody by saying anything.
I mean,
But sometimes, you know, maybe you should.
I mean, do people realise the travelling of, you know, how much it costs for travelling and stuff like that, whether you go and buy bus, train, even taxis, things like that. That people in general don't realise
The cost of everything.
exactly. Especially when they've got, again, when it comes to they've got their own vehicle, they don't see all this. They'll drive to there, they fill it up in their car and they'll drive. I know they've got to pay tax and insurance and things like that, but they still don't understand what it's like to not have those things. Cost you a lot more in the long run, and it really does. But yeah, if you're having things like that yourself, leave something in the comments. You know, we'd like to.
Yeah, I mean, it's like gifts and stuff. You know, an alternative I've always thought of doing, and give them a little card. Just say you'll babysit for an hour or two.
Yeah.
Instead of buying a present. Or say you'll do the cleaning if they're disabled or something.
Yeah, exactly.
In return for what they've done. Because me and Andrew, we always give back.
Yeah, and we give back
Anyway,
more.
we don't believe in taking.
No. We give back more than what they've done.
Yeah.
It's the way we are. We don't expect anything in return.
The way we are. But, you know, some people do need to think about things.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give anyone to my last penny, and I know if that last penny's going to help that person properly without them taking advantage.
Yeah.
Because we know there's people out there who will take advantage of your good nature and goodwill. We know that for a fact. There's people who do exist who are like that.
Yeah. Just be a bit more thoughtful.
Thoughtful.
You know, mindful of people, really.
Tactful as well.
Yeah.
Tactful especially.
I mean, you know, when you're in your work and people are going around asking for something to the collections or whatever, and you can't afford it, don't embarrass them
No, don't embarrass them.
in front of other people.
Especially if you know their circumstances.
Especially now, I think they write down how much you've given,
Yeah.
and that goes to that person, doesn't it?
It does.
That's embarrassing.
It is
Don't
very-
do that.
No, don't. You
Don't do that.
No.
You know, it could be you one day who hasn't got it to put.
And again, as we put on previous videos, the poetry things we've been doing, the poems, you could have it all one day and you could lose it like
The
that.
next time.
It's like we've been watching Billy Moore again today. We saw this homeless gentleman. He was in, I think he was in,
Which one?
which one was it though?
Was
Is it
that
Salford?
Benny?
Is it Salford? Is it Salford? It's just outside Manchester.
Oh, Salford.
Yeah. And he was in this precinct, wasn't he? And he was just sitting down, you know,
Minding
he's
his own business.
minding his own business. Not one police officer, not two, but three,
Three.
plus probably a security officer. They were harassing the guy, literally.
He hadn't had a drink. He
hadn't
wasn't
had a
doing
drink.
drugs.
No drink or drugs or
Just
anything.
sitting there.
Just sitting there. Probably money for food. And they gave him a fine for loitering.
He's begging.
He was begging, wasn't he?
That's it's against the
Yeah,
law
that
to
was
beg.
against for begging. And apparently he says that he gets harassed every time he's there.
Every time he goes out and sits there or sits down.
The guy, and he even said he couldn't help being in that situation. It was no fault of his own. And again, we always say, people, be mindful of others. Be mindful because you never ever know what they are going through. Once that door's closed.
Well, you don't, because I mean, at the end of the day, in that situation, where do they think he's going to move to? He's just going to move on to a different spot.
Yeah, he is.
Where's the sense in that?
And even though I'd been surfing for those years, for those 7 years or so, didn't think I'd be put into the category of being a homeless person.
Yeah.
Just because I had a little bit of a roof over my head, but I didn't feel right. I felt lost. I felt alone. And then when the time came and they said, "Yeah, have you got? Are you paying rent? Have you out now? So for serving, you come under these, so you're a homeless person." And that's when it hit me, when they told me all this. Well, so I know what it's like to fall on very, very,
And
very
I think
hard times.
automatically people think, oh, they must have done something if they're homeless.
Yeah, exactly.
Not all of them.
When I went
He
into
didn't.
the hostel, right, the one in Bushbury, the local alcoholics and the drug addicts who were in there said, "What have you done to get in here?" I said, "Which prison have you been in?" I said, "Prison."
Categorising.
Yeah, he said, I said, "I haven't been in prison at all." "What, drugs or alcohol?" "Neither." "So what's going on?" "I've just fallen on hard times." It's a long story. "Oh, it's one of those ones." "Yes, it's one of them ones." "So you got no convictions for crime?" "No, none. My list, as you would call it, is whiter than white. I worked I told him I was in the security profession for a long time. Whoa, okay.
And yet, so he was classed as homeless.
I was classed as homeless. I was in a
And
security.
he'd done nothing.
Exactly.
It was
I'd
just
done nothing.
life, wasn't it?
Just life, yeah. I was used and abused by life. And that's the truth. I really was used and abused by life. And just when life got what it wanted from me, thought, yeah, that's enough. There you go. Don't need you anymore. And that's how I got dealt with life in that way. So you see, things can happen to anyone. You could be one of the richest and wealthiest persons around. You could lose it. Like these on the True Crime channel, they've been showing stuff about these millionaires who had everything. Next thing you know, their lives were taken by jealousy. See, that's a prime example. You could have it all and it's gone. It's taken away from you, even your life. So
I think as long as you've just got enough to pay your bills.
Yeah.
As I've always said, and I've in a previous video.
Yep.
Always pay your rent.
Yep.
Always pay your bills. And you've always got a roof over your head.
Yep.
And your food on your table, haven't you? You know. Doesn't matter about anything else.
It doesn't.
We always say we ain't got nothing really,
No, we
but
haven't.
we've got each other, so we've got more than enough.
That's it. To me, that's more than
Yeah.
money could ever buy.
That's more than enough.
Because we've got each other.
Yeah.
We truly have got each other.
Yeah.
No two ways about that. Because what we've got goes beyond the mere physical.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. People might think, in the mere physical, is this guy all right in the head? No, honestly, it goes way beyond the mere physical for what we've got. You could be the richest person on the planet and you would offer us the biggest check you could offer, and I can tell you now, you could never afford it. Could never afford what we've got.
True.
Never afford it. Because it's got no dollar sign on it or pound sign on it. Especially on this planet. The Sultan of Brunei, he couldn't afford what we've got, man. He probably hasn't got it himself, he's just got his money, that's it. You know, it makes you wonder, these rich, super rich people, do they know what true love really is? Because we found out they're some of the most unhappiest people on the planet. Because they're always watching over the back. They've got the bodyguards around them. They're always worried and they're stressed about things. We don't worry or stress about nothing. Absolutely nothing.
It's not worth it, but I think the way the world's going now,
Yeah.
you've got to be mindful for other people.
Yes, you've got to be mindful, most definitely.
You know,
100%.
you really have.
Mm.
Truly have.
Mm.
And I think if somebody can't help somebody,
Yep.
and they're down on the luck,
Mm.
then they ain't worth knowing, are they, really? You know, you have to look at it that way as well.
Yeah, you do.
People are people, aren't they, at the end of the day?
Yep.
And like they say, it takes all sorts to make the world go round.
Yeah,
My
all
goodness
sorts.
me, isn't that true?
All sorts.
Isn't that true?
Mm.
Yeah. But, you know, I always say, if you don't give or help, you don't receive.
Yeah.
Eventually, you stop receiving.
You certainly do.
And that's so true.
Mm.
That's so, so true.
Mm. So we ended it there, my dear, on that one?
We will.
Yeah. So that's a wrap from this video. Let's talk about others. And again, if you're new to the channel, you haven't subscribed yet, so hit that subscription button and click on the notification bell, because every week, what do we always do? Upload videos. Whether it's daily or even if it's 2 weeks, doesn't matter, we still will be uploading content for this channel. And we really do appreciate your contributions to our channel, honestly, we really do. So keep those thumbs coming. Comments, please, we love to see the comments. Please, we'd love to see that. Share the videos, share the channel, tell everybody about us. That's all we ask of you. It doesn't cost you a penny, not even half a penny. Just share it, man. All you have to do is use that, share that vibe, share that energy. Because we are who we say we are.
And comments.
Yeah.
Have your say.
Mm.
You know.
Keyboard warriors, that's a no-no. We don't deal with that.
We ain't bothered about them.
No. If you're a keyboard warrior and you comment on this channel, you know what you'll happen? You'll get deleted. It's as simple as that. We haven't got the time of the day for keyboard warriors. Because I've never been one. Maxine's never been one. We speak the truth. Everybody's got their choice of opinion, but keyboard warriors is a no-no. No, absolute no-no. We just want a positive vibe on here.
We just love your opinions.
Yes.
Don't have to agree with us.
No, you don't have to agree with us. No.
That's all.
No.
You know, just be nice to know your thoughts.
And the subject of the matter.
And yeah, on the subject of what we're speaking about.
Exactly.
Because everybody's got
their own voice.
Opportunities, their own voice.
They've got their own voice. Everybody's got their own voice.
Yeah, just say what they want.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Namaste,
Namaste, everyone.
Thank
Namaste,
you.
and thank you. And most importantly, please stay safe out there in that world of ours, and look after that world of ours. Because if you don't,
and remember, humans have feelings.
yes, Whether you
Keep
see,
that in mind.
yeah, whether you see them sleeping on the streets, that's a human being there, just like you. A human being. So
Yeah.
always remember
Whatever the
that.
circumstances, people have feelings.
They do.
As long as you remember that.
Yeah. And always remember that. Because we have always remembered that from day dot.
There's some poor lost souls out there.
Yes, there is.
There certainly is.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. And let's keep that chi of life always and forever flowing. Just keep it flowing and feel that energy. Just feel that energy. Just feel that energy.
Thank you.
Thank you.